Everyone, we will start in about 4 minutes. We'll give everyone a chance to get on at 6:30. Hopefully everyone has recovered from the weekend, had a good experience of the Celtic Cup. I have not recovered yet after after Athlete One went down. I've not recovered from that. So hopefully everyone else has recovered.
Is your dad on here? No.
Did you score some goals? Just one? Yeah.
Trev, I see you're on here. Can you see my screen? Okay, all good? Okay, appreciate it. Waiting. I've got about three or 4 minutes. I'll begin. Anyone can unmute. Can we get some feedback from the weekend, positive or negative? I'm all for feedback. If anyone wants to unmute, talk about Celtic Cup. Love to hear some feedback.
Hey, can you make it less windy next time?
I'll try to. Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts with tournament planning. I'll try to make it less windy as I can, but decent enough weather for this time of year. You know, I'm always looking at the 10-day forecast. So I'm like, okay, we can't have rain, can't have rain. I know there was a small chance of lightning yesterday as well. So yeah, sending out the kind of weather policy was important, but yeah, it was decent enough weather. I'll take a little bit of wind over, cancellation or disruption, like a lightning delay, which would have been challenging.
Could have been worse for sure. Yeah,
definitely. But I appreciate it. We'll not be talking about the announcement today. That will come up at a different time. But we will, if we have a little bit of time afterwards, and if people want to discuss it, we can.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's recording.
Yeah, I was about to say
It's all recording, so if parents did miss tonight, we can send out a recording. All right, it is 6:30 at the dot. Okay, you see me just update my plan so we can get more people in here. We had a little update right just now. Didn't realize I only can have 100 on here. Okay. All right, let's get it going. If you're just arriving, please mute yourselves so we don't have some background noises. So this Zoom is mainly. Let me just mute some people coming in. So this Zoom is mainly more of a Q&A. So we've sent a lot of information out regarding the age group change. So now we want to kind of give parents an opportunity to ask some questions if they have any queries, concerns, more like an open forum, just so we can answer them as best we can. All right, so feel free as we go along, feel free to write these questions in the chat box. Then the directors in each program will, at the end, will answer them as best we can, and we'll go from there. So a lot of the information that I'm going to go over tonight was talked about in our first podcast. So if you've not viewed the podcast, I'd encourage you to get on there. A lot more information that is going to go in tonight. I'm just going to go through briefly, what the age change is and what it will, mean for everyone. Okay, so the past 8 years we've gone through the age of birth year. So if you're born in a certain year, you'll fall in that age group category. So from, like I say, this season, 25th to 26th, year 25, 26, if you're born in January 1st to December 31st, you'll be in that age category. So that was the past 8 years. We are now starting in the full season, so the 26 to 27 season. We are now going through the school grade again. So school grade from August the 1st of that year to the next year of July 31st. So that is the change that will happen this coming full season, which starts in August. Okay, so August is roughly around about where every season starts. So we'll start that, which all the country will start that this full season in August. The academy program. So we'll start with the academy program. Academy program is the U7 to U10. So if you're born, and you can see it on the screen here, if you're born in certain years, that's where you'll fall under. Now it's important to look at this, because some of the U10 will stay in the U10 for this coming full season. Right? So that's like vitally important to understand. If you're in certain ages in U10, you will go into the U11 next season as competitive players. So that's the difference between academy and competitive. Academy is U7 to U10. Our competitive program is U11 to U18. So if you do fall under the U11 here in the competitive, you will attend the tryouts come the start of June. We're sending the tryout dates here shortly as well. In the next couple of weeks, we'll finalize the time, and send that out to you. So it's important if you're in the academy in those certain ages. So take a look at the where everyone falls under. If you certain U10s will stay U10 this coming season, next season, and then others will attend the tryouts at the start of June for the full season starting in August. So that's really important. To make life easier for yourselves and for us as staff, this is kind of like a cheat sheet for you. So if you're not quite sure, because before, how we talk about age groups would be, okay, you're a 2009, or a 2011. We won't be talking about birth years anymore. We will be talking about your U, which stands for under a certain age. Okay, so U15, for example. So take a look. So if your player was born May 15th, 2012, that will be a U15 player. So this is a helpful document to take a look at the future changes to where your player will fall under. Now, that's not to say you won't receive a phone call, some communication from a director or coach to say, hey, we'll look at this case by case, and if we feel they need to be challenged more and play in a certain age group, you'll get that communication. Okay, so even though this is we're going to make this change, US Soccer has made this change, it will still be by case. What is best for that individual player and obviously to have that team as well. So age chart, this can be found on the recent newsletter, or if you visit our website and go to January newsletter, this chart is there as well. So you can print it out and take a look where your child or children fall under. Benefits. I would say, the main benefits when we're talking about the competitive sides would be those traps players. So in the past, obviously with the birth year categorized, you'd have those U15 players where, well, some are, in high school and some are not. So it's a difficult environment for the coaches because some people, players will be playing high school training every day, and then some wouldn't be. So it's difficult to manage that. So that will definitely help those track players, and then also those track players, those U18, U19 players as well. So I'd say those are the huge benefits. Could you, play in your grade year? Could you form those relationships with your peers in the school and then come to club? Quite possibly. So those chances will rise a little bit. Better align with the school and community sports, your school calendar, another benefit to these changes. And then I've mentioned those track players. Could simplify parent and club logistics, registration planning. That's more on the admin side. And here's another pros and cons. Let's say this has been discussed and talked about, I think, for the last year or two. Like I say, they made this change from the grade to the birth year about 8 years ago. Like I said, there was a lot of discussion, a lot of obviously concern. A lot of moving parts. So we understand the cons of this would be, okay, we have to maybe separate some players, separate some teams, and there's a lot more organization to go towards it once we make that change. We're hoping once we do get past this initial, change, we're hoping it will be definitely for the better. If we have any questions, that's me just going really quick through some information, what that age group change is, a little bit of history of before, some pros and cons. So, however, the pros and cons don't matter as much as, hey, this change is coming. Important for us as a club to communicate, and communicate. That's why, so we kind of started that podcast. The first one was on the age change. We're hosting this Zoom. Also, our coaches and directors will be reaching out to every single every parent, obviously underage, obviously. So they'll be reaching out to them just to have that discussion individually to answer those concerns as well. But we wanted to do this Zoom to answer questions that you may have. So if you do have any questions, please write them in the chat right now, and we can start answering. And then if you want to add something, if you want to unmute, if I missed anything, Mikey, any of the directors that are on, if you want to chime in and just give a brief overview.
Yeah, I'll chat quickly. Sorry, I'm actually on vacation. My kids are in the back, so I apologize if they shout. So I believe there's a question in here. How does the guest players work? Is that in regards to the age change, or is that just in general? We can probably answer that at some point. Can the players try out for both ages? That's going to be up to us. We're going to let you know what age group to go to. Right now, you should plan to go to whatever age you fall into, unless told otherwise. There may be some players that are told to go and try out in an age above, but that's going to be communicated from us to you guys. It's not a case of, hey, I want to go and try out for this age group, so that's what I'm going to do. Everybody should be trying out for wherever age they fall into. And like I said, if we believe that somebody needs to be in a different age group, then we'll do that. So again, that will be communicated beforehand for sure. Will the U12 be playing 11v11 in the fall? 11 U12.
I'll say I
Technically,
can chime in there. For the most part, no. In the fall, they're not going to be playing 11v11. That'll be more of a spring thing that we start to transition on that.
yeah, perfect. Thank you, Trevor.
Yeah.
When can you expect to hear from coaches with teams kids can try out for? That's going to happen, I would say, what are we now? February. I would say in the next month and a half. We don't want to do it too early. We don't want to leave it too late. So I would say in month and a half around that time. But it will be in enough time way before tryouts. So you guys are going in prepared. Coaching slates will be announced probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'd say, Trudge. Is that right? Correct timeline?
Yep.
What else? Where else are we? I think that's everything. Trevor, you text me. I think I missed the question because I hadn't seen it. What was the actual question, Trevor?
It was asked about if you were going to talk about what came out today. I'm guessing the announcement from the girls.
Yeah, we can chat about that briefly. So, on the girls' side, just a quick breakdown. We got approached last year by the Girls Academy. Basically, the Girls Academy is a top tier platform on the girls' side. ECRL that we're currently in isn't. It's a second tier platform. Whenever we get these opportunities, we want to take them. Norman and Oklahoma Celtic deserve to be on that platform, and should be on that platform. So we grabbed it with both hands. We're going into it. So again, the Girls Academy on the girls' side only is a nationally recognized platform that we're moving to. We're moving away from the ECNL umbrella on that side. That doesn't change anything on the boys' side. They'll continue as they were in the RL. It doesn't affect that. But yeah, on the girls' side, pretty exciting news that we accepted and were offered a spot in the Girls Academy starting August of this year. What if our child is the younger age group and the club wants him to go up, but we don't think that's the best? I have a son that's lad for his age. That's going to be a discussion between you and the coach. And that's a great question. In that instance, that will definitely be some dialogue between the both of you. Now, the opposite to that, hey, I think my kids should be playing up, but we think they should be playing with their age group. That's where we're going to decide that. But that's a very good question because it's kind of the opposite where you think they should be playing with their age group, which is you're probably not going to see that often. So that's going to be a deep conversation with you and your coach and the director involved and laying everything out on the table. Hey, we think this because of this. And then you can ask whatever questions you need and hopefully they get answered within that and the reason behind it. But again, it's mainly the coach's decision, but kind of on that, it's going to be a little bit more dialogue between the both of you with a lot more parent involvement on that side. August kids are getting put into the younger grade level team. Who do we point this out to if this applies to our kid?
We will know that we will know that birth date.
Yeah, so on that we already have spreadsheets of where every kid in the club falls. We already have that done. We've had it done for a long time. We've been doing a lot of work on the front end. We'll do a lot of work pre-tryouts. We'll do a lot of work during tryouts. We'll do a lot of work post-tryouts. But yeah, we have every single kid in the club on a spreadsheet where they need to be academy, boys side, girls side, all that kind of stuff. How do we determine if someone is good enough to play a year up from academy to competitive if they don't attend a competitive tryout? Again, we do a lot of work. We collaborate a lot between staff. We've got a great kind of synergy going on right now with our academy to competitive. So there's conversations being had all the time. Mikey Thomas is on this call. He's the academy director. We have a great relationship. Mikey, Trevor, James all have a great relationship. So the communication's all there. And again, I won't get into the weeds of how we determine it. We could probably send that out at some point. But yeah, there's a lot of communication goes into it. Hey, this kid should probably be looked at. Mikey will communicate with you guys. Hey, you should probably be going to this tryout. You're good enough to play up. We think you should be playing up because at the end of the day, it's all about development. Where's your kid going to develop? We think they're going to develop here, or we think they're going to develop here. That's where we're going to put them. So yeah, communication will be had between whether it's myself and Mikey, Trevor, Mikey, blah blah blah. Will prices go up? Not probably not the conversation right here, but Trudge, if you want to.
Yeah, we're working on budgets right now. Just like everything's going up. Living expenses, all that good stuff, inflation. We're working on budgets right now, so should have all that finalized again in the next month or so.
Anything else regarding specifically the age group change?
No.
Mikey,
after one more year of academy. So yeah, so technically he is going to be a 16-17 next year. So after the 26 fall and 27 spring, he would then go to competitive. Yes. So he would be one of the youngest in the 16-17 age group, but they will have their final year. But essentially, in this case, Caden is he is still kind of following that original path. Had the age change not even come into consideration, 17s would have had their final year of academy next year, but he is in that 16-17 age group. So he'll still be U10 next fall and spring. So he will carry through into competitive after the next year.
I'm going to touch back on the whether teams will be playing upper format. So when we talk about formats, we say 4v4. Okay, so how many players on the field? 4v4, 77, 9v9, and 11v11. So the myth, this is a myth that is everywhere. Okay, so the myth is if a team plays upper format, it is better for them when developing. That is the myth. The reason why that's a myth, and you want to stay in your format as long as possible. Now, there's variables to this. If the matchups aren't great, so you have to play upper format. So from 77 to 9v9 or 9v9 to 11v11. The reason for this is think about numbers. So if you're 4v4, there's 8 players on the field with 1 soccer ball. So only 1 player can perform a soccer action. So whether that's dribbling, whether that's passing. So the higher formats you go up, okay, so now we're 77. Well, then now there's 14 players on the field during match day with 1 soccer ball. So now only 1 player out of that 14 can perform a soccer action. Now we're talking on the ball. Okay, so the higher formats you go up, the less time players have on the soccer ball performing these soccer actions. So that's why you'll see a lot of 1v1s, 2v2s, 3v3s in our practices. So players perform more soccer actions. So the more soccer actions on the ball players perform, the better for them to develop. So we see this in our environment right now where teams do play up that 1 year, okay, 1 year, before they should. Yeah, probably because of the matchups. But is it that great for them? Possibly not. Now, it might, Phil gets a little bit bigger as well, so maybe it's just more about, okay, the physical aspect of the game of soccer rather than the technical at those younger ages. So I love that question about, whether those U12s will play 11-11. It'll be case by case depending on, competition, what's in the, what league are they in, et cetera, et cetera. But we don't want to push teams too, up in a format when they don't need to, because we know that, maybe sometimes that is detrimental to some players that maybe don't have the physical attributes but they have the technical. So we want to keep them in those, the formats that they're designed for. In other countries, so this country, USA, it's 44, 77, 9v9, 11v11. Other countries, they play lower numbers. So, they play 5v5 up until maybe, I think it's U11, U12 in England. They don't play 11v11 until they get to U15, because they understand, okay, those player actions. But that was a great question about, whether the U12 will play up in the full. I believe we have some more questions here.
Looks like Trevor answered one on the chat. I don't know if Mikey or Trevor want to expand on that. The 2014s who played 11v11 in the spring, would they drop to 9v9 in the fall? Good question. Right now, off the top of my head, no. We don't want to take a step backwards if they've already been playing 11v11. Now again, some of those players will fall into this category of, do we think it's more developmental for them to continue on the path to U13, or do we think it's more beneficial for them to stay back in U12? Great question. I don't have the for sure answer at this second, but we will work on that. Like I said, off the top of my head, I don't see that. I don't see us backtracking and going to 9v9. I see those kids who were at 11v11 staying in that format. We should add another ball instead of more players. It's a good one.
I think that's what Michael Thomas does anyway in sessions. That's why he doesn't coach anymore. No?
Halftime multi-ball.
We've had some questions in the chat box. Does anyone want to unmute and ask a question? Let's say hopefully this has been helpful. I wanted to kind of.
Do we have any additional age session? The next age group practices scheduled.
So we do the ID sessions every year. We're gonna do 4 of them this year, which are all gonna be of the age group format. So we have an extra 4 kind of ID sessions, kind of like what we did last time with the pool session. We're gonna have 4 ID sessions that, again, everybody will go to their age group. So we can see, again, tryouts will be 4 days like it was last year. That these 4 ID sessions gives us an extra 4 times for coaches that, again, when we do these ID sessions this time, it's going to be done by the coaches that are on those teams next year, so they can fully understand that age group and see what players are in that age group and get a better understanding of it all around. So yeah, there'll be more opportunities for sure. We have those dates. We'll probably send those out in the next couple of days. Tryout dates are tentative right now. They'll probably be set in the next day or so. Me and Ryan will get back with that. And
site unmute. FBI bugs underneath the.
Was that a question? Sorry.
I believe so. I think someone just came on.
Oh, they did. Okay. Yeah, tryout dates. We have them. We're just finalizing like one small detail. So maybe a day or so, end of this week. early next week at the latest, I would say.
All right. This is hopefully this has been helpful. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to your program directors, uh, you know, email, phone. You can always come into the office. Not a problem whatsoever. If you want to stay behind, I can stay behind as long as I need to as well. But if we don't have any more questions, I appreciate you as always. Thanks for supporting your kiddos. Thanks for supporting Oklahoma Celtic. Future is bright. We're excited to get going for sure. Thank you, thank you. Have a great evening.
Everyone's time. Thank you.
Let me know if anyone has any further questions. If not, I will end the Zoom. Have a good night. Thank you so much.